What's up, everybody? Julian here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make modern, hard, techno, trance, whatever you want to call it, in the style of Brutalismus. We all love this style, and today I'm going to be breaking down how to do it for you. To go along this video, you can get the full project file, samples, MIDI, presets, everything from this video that you just heard in the intro is available at the top of the description on my website. Go ahead and grab it right now. Take your tracks to the next level today. Thanks for the support, everybody, and let's get started. Alright, so we're here in the project file. We're at 165 BPM, quite fast. The first thing we got going here is this vocal. So I know you guys have heard this lead before, you know, there's like in Satan was a baby boomer and stuff. The way you do this is we have this vocal. High roller. Right? There's like a vocal which is kind of got its own melody to it, that ha at the start, right? And what you do is we're taking little pieces of that. Like maybe you would drag it in and kind of go like this, you know, and grab that piece and that piece. Maybe put that there. And see, you'll get something like this. See, we kind of create like a rhythm through that by taking different little pieces of the vocal. This one's also pitched up. Usually pitching it up also is how you get that sound. But then the other side of it is the processing, because once you do that, it's going to sound cool. But it's kind of missing something for that sort of sound like you hear in Brutalismus. So what it is distorted reverb. And then also side chaining and high passing. So we got a little bit of reverb. Short decay, you don't want it that long, because when you distort it, see, you want it to be like this very immediate, almost like you're in a room. You don't want like a big hall, right? We got a high pass, so you really just get like the main stuff, and you don't have all that low end in there, and then the auto pan to make it bounce off the kick, like this. Right, so you get that groove. Then we have our bass line. So yeah, this is like almost like a Crystal Castles, like synthwave sort of bass, right? But what we're doing here is it's just one note for each of these. It's just octaves. Like you're really just bouncing between the octaves. So the chord progression here is we're going to keep D sharp minor. So it's D sharp minor, C sharp major, A sharp minor, B major. So root 7th, minor 7th, I should say, 4th, and then 6th. Now, one thing with these trancey chord progressions is it's like the call and response. You get your call, and then your response. But then also each of the chords is like a call and response, like this, call, response, call. So you see, it's a lot of layers of that happening. Even the dun 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 dun, even it's like a call and response between the 8th notes, right? So now, for the sound on this, we're using analog. You want something with that kind of old school sort of warmth to it, right? That actually works well here. It's not meant to be that super perfect, modern, clean trance sound. 2 saw waves, low pass filter, no envelope or anything, just low pass to get rid of a bit of the high end. Vibrato, very important, gives it that like warble. A bit of amp, here's without it. And with it. Right, so adding a lot of fatness to this, and also kind of giving it that texture of something different. We got this auto pan again to make it bounce off the kick. This one's important because you really want this to be like really fitting with the kick, right? And then a little bit of subcut converting into mono. Then the last synth is this pad. Now, what this pad is doing is it's obviously quite a bit filtered because you don't want it to get in the way of like the lead or this bass, which the bass really does have a lot of mid-range and low mid-range. So you don't, if this pad has too much of that, it's not going to work. So it's pretty filtered. And background, right? But what it's doing is it's following the chord progression down here. It's the same progression as the bass, but then we have these notes like that we're just kind of droning up top, which are actually very simple. What we're doing here is it's just the 5th, 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 6th. Okay, so that's one melody, right? But then we've also got 3rd, 9th, 9th, root note. So it's basically you have the chord progression and then these two melodies over top. And it sounds really nice, and it also works really well with the vocal. The thing is, you don't actually want too many synths. You know, when you have something like this, and then it's over top of this, that's a lot of the frequency spectrum being accounted for. I mean, there's a reason why you have to sidechain this stuff or do like the auto pan thing, because a lot of the frequency spectrum is already being taken up. So you really don't need much more. I mean, you see how I had to filter the synth just to make it work with the pad, you know? So you don't need that many synths. Even though it's only 3 layers, it's like, not to mention, usually there's a vocal over top of this. So it's like, yeah, less is definitely more. But then we got the drums. Nice punchy kick. It's like a hard techno kick. I've got a bit of subcut and then converting it to mono. I always like to make sure the kick is in mono because it will make it hit better and you won't have as many issues later. Hi-hat, just a nice short 909 with a little bit of reverb to give it some atmosphere and to kind of give it that like Brutalismus atmosphere specifically. Really short little closed hi-hat and then a 707 clap. You notice it's really just a bunch of drum machine sounds and then one of these like big fat trance techno type of kicks, right? But really the drum machine sounds, classic synths, and then a few futuristic things to move it forward, and you should have the sound. And remember, less is always more with this style. So there it is. You can see it's really simple. There's a lot of cool little unique things going on, like the vocal lead, but at the end of the day, it can all be done very simply. I think there's just a lot of creativity, and these guys obviously put a lot of thought into what they're doing and didn't just copy what everyone else is doing. So that's really probably the best inspiration you could take from all of this. That's me for this one. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get the full project file, samples, MIDI, presets, entire template. Everything is available at the top of the description on my website. Make sure to go down there and grab it right now. Thanks for the support, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.